Oh yeah, welcome back. Episode 12. 60 frames, no lag podcast with your boy Porter Rock 77. Thank you so much for stopping by. I got two special guests here. You know what I'm saying? My mentor, you know what I'm saying? Showing me how to do this YouTube thing. The Godfather himself, Nextgen720. Go ahead.
What's going on, people?
He's the undercover pony. He don't admit it. You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying? He's on a lowdown. He's like those dudes that have wife and kids, but on the side they're getting their shit sucked.
They got their trannies.
You know what I'm saying? My man bashing PlayStation, but you be catching him on that God of War and shit.
Oh man,
and Master Chief in the corner crying.
See, what you say with me? They're gonna protest your motherfucking tranny. You keep
yelling.
Shit.
My man yelling Kratos.
Hey, yo,
yelling Kratos.
No, I'm in here. The devil's in my house. Get out of my house.
I'll break your fucking arm.
Oh shit. My man's like, this is Sparta. Fucking Master Chief crying. But I'm a Spartan too. You ain't no real Spartan. Spartan don't use guns. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Then I got my man all day. You know what I'm saying? He out in SeaWorld right now, tending to the fishes.
Yeah, you know
what's going on?
On top of an orca, man. I'm well watching.
You know what I'm saying? But he well watching. He's stroking orca's butt and shit like that, keeping him calm.
Making me a little cool water cologne. You know how
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's good, man. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so you know what I'm saying? 60 frames. What we talking about? Yo, it's Provember, dogs. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start out. Yo, so today, right? I saw the PlayStation Pro on display with Battlefield, and oh my god, that shit looks incredible. And you guys know from the multiplayer podcast, I wasn't all that in with console refreshes. And then I seen, the YouTube footage on, on the Pro review, whatever, and I'm like, okay, it looks good, looks real nice. But I'm telling you, bro, when you see that shit live on a 4K TV, oh, that shit made me a believer, bro. That shit, I gotta get me a 4K TV with this motherfucker. Yo, have y'all seen that shit yet? I think Zaire, you saw it already, right?
Yeah, I was checking on Saturday. I said my cousin, he got his, mom and pop store downtown. No, they got him early. They had them just last week, and I said that the videos on YouTube really doesn't do it any justice. And he had Call of Duty, Titanfall 2, and NBA 2K17. You know what I mean? That's what he bought new. And he also had Uncharted, like games he's had before from back in the day. But I didn't see those. You know what I mean? But the new stuff that he bought was Duty, Titanfall, and of course, NBA 2K. And I was impressed. You know what I mean? I was impressed with what they showed. So like I said, I like anything, I won't say that it's like the gift and the curse, because I would like to see Sony maybe allow developers, but I don't think it's going to happen because they don't want to split the user base, to develop something from the ground up to really, really push the PS4 Pro. The same thing with Microsoft with the Scorpio. Like I said, the Pro looked good, so I can imagine what the Scorpio is going to look like. But I'm impressed. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So you bring up a good point, because everything has to be forwards compatible. Everything has to play on the PS4, and the same thing with the Scorpio. These two consoles, we will never see the shit truly unleashed with games built from the ground up, taking advantage of our hardware. It's almost similar to the cross-gen gaming that we experienced in the beginning of the generation.
Cross development.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That the games had to be made in mind with the PS3 and the 360, and just enhanced on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Well, we're gonna see that similar. We're gonna see boosting and I gotta admit, the graphics look amazing. So again, I imagine what Scorpio push out. But I think we can all agree that these consoles are being held back because at the end of the day, they have to work on the Xbox One and the vanilla PS4. You know what I'm saying? So they can't take full advantage, which is also kind of sad that we're gonna be stuck.
Like I said before. Hold on, I just lost you here. Hold on, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, TV just went out. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh shit! I lost you guys here, man. Hold on. Hello.
Yeah. You hear me? Yo. Yo, all day. You hear him?
Yeah, my TV had cut off.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm here, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. My TV. I didn't hear the last thing you said. My TV shut off. I hit the button by mistake.
Oh, I'm saying so. The last thing I was saying was that it's kind of sad that these new consoles, the Scorpio and the Pro, will be held back. And I get the reason. I completely understand. I'm not against it. But just knowing how beautiful these games look, yet they're still tied to the vanilla console. You know what I mean? And that they will never get the chance.
They say that for now. You know what I mean? Money talk, bullshit walk. And they say that now that there won't be any exclusive content, more or less, for the Pro. But I guess I'm from the mind state that Sony should just, stop it with the Slim or whatever the case may be, and just focus on the Pro. Because I'm not counting someone's pockets. The console is only $400. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to buy a Pro. I'm sorry, a Slim or vanilla for $300, and you get them a console that's twice as powerful, $400 more. Like, to me, that's just like a no-brainer.
I'll be honest. I think Sony is making maybe an exaggerated level of profit with the Slim, because the Pro's only $100 more. So you can't tell me that they're barely making profit, or they're making just a little profit with the Slim at $299. I just don't see the Slim needing to be at $299. I think Sony's just taking advantage of the gen that they're in and the popularity that they established this gen, and they're just making a killing off the Slim because it's only $100 difference. You understand what I'm saying? So you're telling me for $100 more, you're getting all this superior hardware on the Pro? Bullshit. I think the Slim development cost is a lot cheaper than what's being let on, and Sony's just making more money at the cost of, I guess, less sales of the Slim. You understand what I'm saying? They chose something. So they'd be like, yeah, we're going to sell a little bit less Slims, but we're going to have a much higher profit margin with hardware sales. You know what I'm saying? Because the Slim is not that much in terms of development. I just can't see that thing being $299.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I think that shit is cheap as fuck. Especially if they remove the optical out. That shit is fucking dirt cheap, that fucking console. That console is dirt cheap.
What Sony's doing, honestly, all jokes aside, fanboy shit put aside, Sony hasn't been the sharpest when it comes to business, you know what I mean, and their business decisions. That's a lot of hardware, you know what I mean, this period. You still got the standard, you got the Slim, you got the Pro, and you got PlayStation VR. That's 4 different goddamn SKUs right there, you know what I mean? And they're basically swallowing each other, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. Like I said, marked up price because the Xbox One and the PS4 were sold at a profit from day one, whether it be $18, $22, or whatever the case may be. It's like the first generation that neither one of the big, some Microsoft and Sony didn't take a hit on the hardware. They were sold from the jump at a profit. You know what I mean? They usually make their money back on software, but and again, like I said, I wish I really don't see the need for the Slim or the standard when you're only charging $100 more.
I really think they're gonna lower it. I mean, when they do get a price drop, I think it'll stay that way.
Well, price drop on what? On the Slim or on the?
Yeah, on the Slim.
Slim?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Slim is gonna have a price drop quicker because I just don't see it needing to be $299. And you know what I'm saying? I think Sony's just taking advantage of the hardware price. No.
So I mean, say if you was a grandma or mom walking in the PlayStation section right now in the store after the Pro drop, you're gonna be very confused. You're gonna feel like you're in a damn Black Mirror episode on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're like, man, which one do I get? I mean, you got, some stores might still have the vanilla PS4.
They do.
Yeah.
So you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all 3 just sitting right there. Which one do I get? And
yeah,
you got
Sony.
the VR?
Yeah, Sony should have simplified it. Like, I can understand manufacturing the guts, the CPU, the motherboard,
right?
Getting the new motherboard because China manufactured the old one is just not worth the cost. But what they should have done is not redesign the exterior. They should have just remodeled the guts, but still release a regular vanilla PS4 just with cheaper guts. You know what I'm saying? So that way, and then drop the price. So that way you still have just the vanilla PS4 at $299, and then you have the Pro at $399, and then that's it. But when you redesign the console, people expect something new or maybe something different, but it's really not. If anything, it's actually worse than the vanilla because you don't got the optical out. So now people are like, okay, so the Slim got an optical out, but it's $299. Like if it was $199, okay, we got it. Sony went budget. That's why they took out the optical out. This is strictly for the motherfuckers in the projects on food stamps. Got it. That makes sense. But at $299, it doesn't send a good message. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and then
I remember
the message doesn't make sense.
I was telling you this on the multiplayer podcast when you saying that it was going to be $250, and I told you, this is business 101. Sony doesn't have an incentive to drop it down to $250 because they're selling. You know what I mean? And again, you know, we like the fans, they get to argue who's the number one console, and it's not really about that, but who's making the money. You know what I mean? Even though, like, prime example, even though Microsoft won August, but they made less money than fucking Sony. You know, when they had their fire sale trying to knock up their stock of the standard Xbox One. You know what I mean? All the back stuff. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. It's about you making the money. And like I said, long as the PS4, they can lose every month from now to going to 2-3 years from now. As long as they're still making a profit, you know what I'm saying, they're still selling, they don't really have an incentive to, you know, cut the price $50 or $75, whatever the case may be, you know. So that's what that's about, you know.
Yo, all day, did you get to see like Best Buy or anything? The Pro, you know, on a 4K TV or anything?
No, not yet. Nah,
oh man, wait till you see that motherfucker. Yo, yeah, when I saw Battlefield, because I've been playing Battlefield, you know, in my house on a regular PlayStation, and the game looks great. That shit looks dope. But then when I saw the Pro, I'm like, yo, my shit looks like a piece of shit. I'm like, oh my god, this shit's not even. Yo, I'm telling you, YouTube doesn't do it justice, bro. Unless you like streaming YouTube in 4K and you got a 4K monitor, right? You just can't see it. It's not even
justice.
What happened?
So even with that, it still doesn't do justice.
Yo, it's insane. I'm telling you, it's insane. So I could imagine like what Scorpio is gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think,
so now, go ahead.
No, I just said I think, you know, even though we know this is what they were supposed to come out with, you know, 3 years ago, but at the same time, at least it's here now. You know, the 4K is moving forward, so it gives everybody, you know, the market's coming down on these prices for 4K, entry level for 4K TV. So I think that, you know, a lot more people would be open to buying, you know, these new iterations of consoles once they get their hands on these TVs in the holiday season. You know what I mean?
I think this is a good way to set up next generation. Because I doubt they're gonna try 8K that fast in 3.4.
No. They
so
have
I think
8K TVs though. They have them.
Yeah. So I think this is a good way to just get the train moving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get it started, get the awareness out, and then 4 years from now, when the new consoles come out, they have everybody has a 4K TV by that point. You know, 4 or 5 years, 4K becomes 1080p. What we know as 1080p today, 4K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because right now there's not even an HDR monitor on the market yet. So I mean, this technology, HDR 4K, even though 4K is down a little bit, it's still new technology to the average Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to start somewhere. It's kind of like when PS3 came out, the Blu-ray. Nobody had it.
Yeah,
nobody even really had the TV to do it. But it has to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's slow, it starts somewhere. And now in 2013, like, people don't even say DVD anymore. Everybody just said, hey, you got a Blu-ray, you got Blu-ray. It's like the new word for movies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When back in the days, it used to be DVDs and shit like that. Right? But I got a question for both of you, all right? Okay. So now that the Pros release tomorrow, right? It's going to release with 30-plus games that are HDR enabled. And some of them being the most current hits for multiplats, like Battlefield is HDR enabled. Titanfall 2 is HDR enabled. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Final Fantasy 15 is coming out in about 2 weeks. Towards the end of the month.
I don't know if they're gonna have their HDR patch day one or something.
No, it's for Final Fantasy is confirmed is gonna when it releases on Pro, HDR Pro enabled and stuff.
Oh, they did get it day one.
Yeah, so day one. So some people feel that's one of the reasons why it got delayed to November. because it was supposed to come out in October. Supposed to come out last month. Final Fantasy. They delayed it to this month. So rumors has it was because of the Pro. They once they got their hands on the kit, they did it. So if you do the math, it took them less than a month to get it Pro ready. So it's gonna be day one Pro ready. So now 30 plus titles, some of the biggest, the multiplats. A lot of these games are not HDR enabled on the Xbox One S. In fact, right now I think it's only like 4 games. Gears, Forza, NBA 2K, and
Battlefield.
Okay, no, not Battlefield. Battlefield's not HDR.
Oh, they're Battlefield on NBA?
No, Deus Ex. That's the 4th game. Deus Ex is HDR. You know what I'm saying? So now, considering the Xbox One S came out in August, and at this point only has 4 games, do you think Microsoft is sleeping on their laurels, pushing HDR on their console? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Battlefield's. Yeah, Battlefield.
It was announced that Battlefield was going to have it. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it doesn't have it yet. Call of Duty's not there. Final Fantasy's not. They're not talking about doing HDR on that. So picture this.
I'm sorry. Phil said that's how I was saying. He was saying that Final Fantasy is going to have HDR day one on the Xbox One S, and it wasn't so much for Sony's machine or whatever the case may be. So, I will say this. I don't know if they're waiting for the Scorpio or whatever the goddamn case may be, but he's saying that, basically developers are making games to take advantage of the PS, of the Xbox Scorpio right now.
Yeah.
But if they're doing HDR on the standard PS4 right now, whatever that version of HDR is or whatever the case, then I don't understand that. And then they're not.
Well, I don't know so much on the standard because the standard, the slim and the vanilla, that's been flaky. Some people say it's emulated HDR or it's not true HDR. So that's kind of flaky. But on the Pro, you got the real HDR. I guess true HDR. Let's call it that, right? And it's already at like 30 plus games supporting HDR, and a lot of them are multiplats, big multiplats like Battlefield and whatever. But on the Xbox One S, it's nothing.
It's not being done. Xbox? What's the 4 games?
So the 4 games, you got Gears and Forza 3 that are HDR enabled, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, and NBA 2K. Okay. Those are confirmed HDR on the Xbox One S. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? So now nobody really noticed because, it was Microsoft who pushed the HDR, upgrade first. They announced it at E3 first, right? Sony, they got scared, whatever you want to call it, they didn't say shit. You know what I'm saying? We all know that story, right? And then like week after week, month after month, it was HDR, it was all about HDR on a Microsoft platform. And then Xbox One S comes out in August. And then around August, 2K announced, HDR is going to be on 2K17. So that was the first third party to support HDR on the Xbox One S. So that became a big deal, right? And then Deus Ex, the developer Deus Ex, they announced HDR on PS4, PC, and Xbox. So you would think that was the growing movement, right? But then it stopped. Pro gets announced. And now, with tomorrow's release, Pro Day 1 is going to have 30 plus HDR games. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Xbox One S, nothing. No one's talking. You know what I'm saying? Developers are quiet on that. So now my question is, do you think Microsoft is just sleeping on their laurels because of Scorpio? And they're not putting their due diligence on Xbox One S? Because one of my biggest thing is, why is Halo 5 not on HDR? And I know, and I talked to all day, we talked about this. My thing is this: if Halo is your biggest franchise, what better way to say you're all in on HDR than to put your biggest game and update it with HDR? You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. It is your biggest, it is Xbox. Halo and Xbox are tied, hand to hand. That is your leading flagship. So if you're serious about pushing HDR, and you could show the industry, hey, this is how easy it is to get HDR on our games, we just released Halo with an HDR patch. But they haven't even done that. So, what's going on with the HDR support on the Xbox?
So, I mean, do you think that Sony is in cahoots to push this HDR stuff because that's the only thing they really can do right now, since Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't really come out until March? They're going to be pumping that hardware So they have to give the fans something. I mean, the consumer something, you know, to be kind of excited about with these patches right now.
Well, here's the thing. Sony's pushing. I mean, we all have our opinions on what we consider gaming, but for the PlayStation fan base, December they're getting The Last Guardian. January they're getting Yakuza. February they're getting Neo, which Sony now took over the IP and they're publishing it worldwide, and that's getting an HDR patch. Pretty much everything is getting patched forward and backwards. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Now they can't force third-party developers to patch games released prior to October.
Yeah.
That's at their option. You understand?
But they have to push it that way. They have no choice.
But everything forward is gonna have HDR. Everything released after October has to have HDR and the Pro upgrade. You understand what I'm saying? So the feature of the Pro, Sony's making sure every game takes advantage of it, and they're willing to go back to do it.
Just like when Microsoft comes out with Scorpio, they're going to be shoving 4K native.
Yes.
Just like HDR.
That's true, but people are buying the Xbox One S now, and one of the big things was HDR, but you're not getting HDR games. So what if there's no more HDR games for the rest of the year? And then what was the whole big deal about HDR on Xbox One S? If you don't get the content. You know what I'm saying?
You said for a whole year or for the rest of the year?
Yeah, no, for the whole year. Listen, let's say if Microsoft ignores HDR on Xbox One S because their focus is on.
I know what. Again, I don't know what the hell is that about. So I'm gonna hold my comment. I'm gonna do my due diligence, and ask some questions.
Yeah, like why are they so slow to the punch? You know what I'm saying?
I know some people that know some people, but I know like this in the day, I expect all of Microsoft big for like Scalebound and what else is coming out next year. I expect all that shit.
Crackdown.
Well, right now on the docket, you got a release date for Halo Wars 2. So I would imagine that would be HDR enabled, right? Everything else is just says 2017, like Scalebound, Crackdown.
What else they got?
Cuphead.
What's that zombie game that come out next year?
State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I'm gonna call this now. Most of those games are gonna come out towards the end of the year. You ain't playing those games.
So.
You're not playing those games for 6 months.
Probably so. They're
gonna push all those games towards Scorpio release. So that way you have new IPs and new titles for Scorpio's release. But that means you guys are gonna have a dry ass 2017 for like the first 6 months.
You know what, bro? Like I've always said before, and I say it again. Exclusives don't hold the punch that they must did, bro. As long as you got multiplats out, big AAAs every fucking month, that's all that matters, man. You know what I mean? Now they not getting no multiplats, then it's something, what about the little tiny violin and some shit like the Wii U. But that whole thing, that's here. Let's be honest, that's for the fanboys, the Xbox and the ponies that go back and forth, whether they're on YouTube or whatever the hell. As long as we getting the meat and the potatoes, which are the multiplats, and I mean, whether you like it or not, you say men lie, numbers lie. I mean, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the big AAAs month after month after month. Or shit again, you get exclusive every 3 to 4 months. You know what I mean? So, but they said though, Scalebound is supposed to be the first part of the year, first quarter of the year. That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right now look at. That's the game I'm waiting for, and now it's just a 2017 date now. It doesn't even say spring anymore. I'm telling you, they're gonna delay it for Scorpio.
Whenever the hell it comes out,
that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna launch Scorpio, and you're gonna have all these slew of.
But according to them and what I read, even the games that are out now, that came out this year, they're going to support the Scorpio 4K native because of Windows 10.
Yeah, it's gonna update. It's gonna update, but it just looks better. Instead of saying, it's kind of like. Imagine if Sony would have delayed Uncharted, instead of coming out in April, they released it in November with Pro. It just looks better.
Yeah, I feel
so you got a brand new game with a brand new console, Vice, the brand new console playing a game that came out a couple of months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like when Scorpio comes out, you'll have a brand new Scalebound, brand new Crackdown. You have like 4, 5, 6 titles, and it's gonna be like, oh shit, look at all these games that's gonna rock Scorpio and shit like that. And I think that's what Microsoft might try to do. I say that's a dangerous strategy. And the reason why, I always said that the battle for November begins in January. If you go month after month after month and nobody talks about your company, and they're talking about the competitor, a lot of people make their decisions on what they're gonna get for the winter
based on what they hear.
In May. You know, that shit happened in 2015. The holiday of 2015, Sony had nothing. No, maybe like what is it, Uncharted Collection, which I don't count because that's just a, you know, whatever. But Microsoft had Halo 5, had Forza 6, Tomb Raider, Gears Remake, that fucking Rare Replay shit. It had a lot of games. But in the end, Sony outsold Microsoft by 500,000 units between November and December. And I was saying it's because all throughout 2015, and even Zaire on his podcast was saying that Microsoft needs to spend money on advertising because you didn't hear shit in January, February, March, April, May, nothing. It was just every single commercial or conversation was, oh, Sony's doing this. Sony got this. Sony got Batman. Sony got Star Wars. Sony got this. PlayStation got that. PlayStation got, you know, Destiny deal. And it was just PlayStation, 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 PlayStation. So if that's all you hear, people be like, oh, shit, I'm going to get a PlayStation come this holiday. You understand what I'm saying?
What's going to end up happening in the future, this is you heard it here first. These exclusives are going to dwindle out to maybe 2 to 3 exclusives per console. And it's all the third parties are just going to decide what exclusive marketing deals they get with each brand. You know what I mean? That's what's going to happen. You're going to see less, You're going to see
what? Less and less.
Like Microsoft's going to get a marketing deal with you know this game, or you know Sony's going to get one with this one, and you know that's how they're going to kind of wing off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The power. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to happen like that. Like maybe Assassin's Creed might have exclusive content with Sony this year, and maybe Ghost Recon will have exclusive content with Microsoft.
Yeah, that's the new exclusives, because you know these third parties that it's going to be few and far between, especially big budget AAAs. They're not going to tie it to one platform.
It's just going to be an edge.
It's just going to be an edge. You know, it's kind of like the Red Dead 2. Sony has
slight edge. Yeah,
it's exclusive content first for whatever time period, or like with the Destiny deal, which got extended. You know, even Watch Dogs now.
Yeah, Watch Dogs too.
Exclusive content's on PlayStation first.
And just like the Division on Microsoft.
Yeah, same thing with Microsoft Division shit. And they had.
What else do they have? Battlefield 1, right? They had. Did they have?
They have the marketing and the console bundle, but they don't have no content.
Oh, okay. No, so that doesn't count then.
I think the only thing was whatever the EA Access did. I guess you guys got it like 10 hours early or whatever, a week early preview or some shit.
Right.
Whatever EA Access allows you guys to do and shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, we got marketing deal with Madden, don't we?
Yeah, you also had the Madden bundle.
Yeah.
So I think that was leveraged because of the EA Access. Since Microsoft got the EA Access,
right?
So EA is going all in on marketing deals and shit like that and stuff. And let me ask you this: so now that Pro's out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna so from here on out, you're gonna see Best Buys and all these places. They're gonna show all that shit on the screen. Do you think Microsoft has time to just wait it out, or do you think they need to show something soon over the next 2-3 months? Do you think there's a certain point that Microsoft has to show footage, show something on Pro? You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean for the Scorpio?
Yeah, for the Scorpio.
Yeah.
Do you think Microsoft could wait all the way to June E3 before they finally show, hey, this is what a Scorpio game looks like? Do you think they should allow that much time to Sony?
It sucks that it may be true, because honestly, it's getting to a point now where I'm seeing a lot of journalists and a lot of bloggers, a lot of YouTube people. They're starting to get to the point where now they're tired of hearing about Scorpio. They want to see it now. And it's only going to be a matter of time before that Microsoft gets fed up of people saying that, and they're going to have to show something. So I'm thinking maybe CES. They're going to show something soon, man, because a lot of people have tried this vaporware. You know what I mean? We need to see it. We make us a believer. You know what I mean?
Yes, because I think now, because you got with the Pro was the Scorpio was announced in June, right? 6 teraflops. Microsoft's tweeting it. They're tweeting it, and they're doing the things. They're saying it's going to be significant. They keep talking. But the Pro's out now, so the Pro is no longer a conversation piece. People are seeing what the Pro can do, and when they see it live in a 4K, they're like, "Yo, that shit looks dope." Now, of course, the counter is, "Well, Scorpio's gonna be better." Cool, show me. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's time to stop talking about the labor pains, and it's time to show me the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if Scorpio's that much better, just show me something. You know what I'm saying? So how so how long you think Microsoft got before people will be like, you know what? I'm tired of you guys just talking. I'm just gonna get me a Pro because it's here, it's now. There's no other console that can compete with it in terms of graphics, and you know, and it's only $399. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for the new consumer,
Yeah,
all the way. But people like me and you who own a PS4, I'm not rushing to get the shit.
okay. I'll be honest. You know, I was just like you the same way, bro. Until today. Right. Even my wife, when she saw it,
but
she looked at it. Yo, she looked at, bro. I'm telling you, wait till you see the fucking. Wait till you go to Best Buy.
I believe you, but my thing is that I'm not excited. This is my opinion. I'm not that enthusiastic and excited to go party like this 2014.
Okay,
I just not right now. Not right now. You know?
No, bro. I was maybe you know, but you heard me talk. I wasn't that excited about console. Like at first, it didn't make sense to me, and then you know, looking at YouTube, I'm like, yeah, it looks cool, but I'm happy with my PS4, bro. When I saw Battlefield on that TV, yo, I don't even want to play my Battlefield now because it looks like shit.
Is that bad?
Yo, bro. When you see, I am going to get me a 4K. You know, I was not the 4K dude.
I know.
This podcast. I'm like, I ain't paying. You know, I just got my 1080p TV. I'm not doing all this shit, bro. I'm income tax season's coming. I'm getting me a 4K TV with that. Yo, what I just say when you see it, we'll have another podcast, and then you give me your opinion. But when I saw Battlefield in that 4K TV on the monitor and display, yo, that shit was like worlds apart. I was like, yo, this is not even the same game that I own.
Wow.
It's not even. So I could imagine what Scorpio's gonna do with more power. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's cool about it. But when I saw what Pro did, I'm like, yo, that's like I just beat the campaign and I was playing multiplayer. Just 3 minutes of looking at it, you know, and it wasn't even like the cinematic. It was somebody playing it live, and I'm like, yo, that's not even the same game I own. That's like me playing on a laptop on a $100 laptop and fucking B Shadow's playing on his $2,000 PC. Or Nextgen's $15,000 PC. You know what I'm saying? It's a world different. Cause I was like, even my wife, and she's not a gamer, she's a phone gamer. She does Pokemon and fucking Bejeweled and all that shit. And she even noticed the huge difference. And she's not a gamer by any sense of the mean. She's not into graphics. She doesn't know what resolution is or textures and all that. But she looked at it and she's like, yo, babe, your game looks nothing. Like, what is that? How come your game don't look like that? And then I explained to her, that's the PlayStation Pro, and she didn't even know what that was. And I showed her, and she's like, it looks like 3 of them hooked together, because you know how it's stacked, so it looks kind of weird. But she saw because she saw me play Battlefield, but what she saw on the screen, she knew that wasn't the same game. Even though, you know, it's Battlefield, she knew it's different. She's like, why doesn't it look different? She thought the TV was messed up in my house. I'm like, it was not the TV. That's just Big Ben right there. I was like,
I mean, if you're talking like that, bro, I'm gonna go check it out.
As soon as you can check it out. But like, have you got Battlefield?
Yeah, I got it.
Yo, so you already know how it looks. Wait till you see that shit on the Pro. You're gonna be like, man, fuck.
Man,
it's crazy.
I'm gonna have to. I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't mind playing the current games. I'm just, I mean, don't get me wrong, because I know I'm gonna be tempted. Because then once your mind gets opened up to that new experience, you're gonna want to start buying the old games and tapping into those games that you really love in a higher graphic fidelity. Like I said, I'm gonna see. I mean, I might trade in this PS4. You know what I mean? I don't really play it that much, but if I get my 4K TV, I'm gonna need a nice 4K console to go with it.
Hey, before you trade it in, back up your PS4 on a hard drive, because when you get the Pro, you could restore it and it transfers everything.
Right.
Everything. So it's as if you never lost your PS4 or nothing. Everything. It just loads it back up.
So you back it up? What was it back up?
So you take an external hard drive, plug it into your PS4.
Oh, it's back. Oh, okay.
And you put backup. So it backs up your PS4 into the external. And then when you trade in your PS4 and you get the Pro, plug the external back into the Pro and put restore. and it restores everything. All your games that you have downloaded, all the patches,
Right.
you know, all the save files, everything that you got on your PS4 right now will be on your Pro. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool.
All right. All right. So let's talk about the developers. Sony's leaving it open for them to charge for patches.
I think Sony only said that because they legally can't make a third party developer not charge. You know what I'm saying?
Because they have to go back and recode. So
Yeah, they have to
I
go
do
back.
understand.
So I don't think Sony's in a position to say, you know, no developer's going to charge for patches, but yet they don't control the company. And then, you know, Capcom comes out of the blue, oh, get the Pro upgrade for Street Fighter 5 for $599. It's people going to look at Sony like, hey, you just said this wasn't going to happen. I don't think Sony has creative control in the first place. I don't think they have a choice. They can't dictate that. You know what I'm saying?
What were you? I told everybody on the last podcast that I would pay between 59 cents and $1 for a patch. You know what I mean? I don't think I would pay $5 for the patch.
I think I don't think no. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna happen because you already have games like, for instance, fucking Shadow of Mordor. That fucking game came out in 2014, and it's a third party game, and it got patched, and they ain't charging. You know what I'm saying? The way they made the console, and then it's the reason why they went with the Jaguar cores, and they didn't go with like Puma or a different core. So it's a gift and a curse. Yeah, the CPU is still kind of anemic and weak, but it doesn't make going pro difficult for developers.
For developers,
yeah. Supposedly, it's only an extra 1% of effort to go pro. You know, fucking like Square Enix. One of the rumors is they delayed Final Fantasy 15 so that way it could go. It was supposed to come out in October, but they delayed it just a month. So in less than a month, they got the game pro ready for day one launch. You know.
Now let me talk about that real quick because I was just playing the demo of the Final Fantasy, the Platinum demo, or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that game, it feels special.
It's serious. Yo, I'm hearing so many good.
Dude, like I'm saying, I know it's gonna be like I was watching like the little game preview on YouTube, and it's just if it's you know, it's a Final Fantasy game that's a little bit more Western based. You know, you got your combat is not turn based anymore. It's more of an action RPG, kind of like Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
But like the boss battles and the open world, like, man, this is a whole breath of fresh air. This is what I'm talking about. What these developers need to start stepping outside the box and just, you know, trying new things with their franchises, man.
Yes.
You know, because I'm gonna keep real with you. Like I said on the last podcast, man. Like I love Gears of War, but playing through Gears of War again, I'm jaded. I've been gaming for 20 years, man. I've played all 1 through 3. It doesn't do anything new for me. But I can understand this. It is a good, you know, they have good set pieces in the game, you know, but I was bored. You know what I'm saying?
That's why a lot of people, well, I can say a lot. Some people find it weird that Uncharted is not my favorite game. And I'm like, it's a good game.
You've been playing it though. For how long?
But I've done it already. You know?
Exactly.
And some people be like, well, you know, Bloodborne's another Dark Souls. I'm like, it's in the same genre, but because of the combat, it feels fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, it was more shield. It was more defensive. Yeah. This is more like, it reminded me of Devil May Cry in a way. You had to be more offensive and quicker. So it changed.
Matter of fact, it rewards you for being offensive.
Yes, yeah. Like if you try to play defensive, you're gonna get rocked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had to be more aggressive. So it changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. So that's why like one of the games I'm looking forward to is like Neo. You know what I'm saying?
Because let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the demo? Because my opinion, and this is again coming from a jaded experience. I've played the Souls games, and I know how that combat feels. When I've hopped in, what's it called?
Neo.
No, Neo. When I loaded it up, I seen Angry Joe did a video when he was with the developer, and they played like a 30-minute demo. Right? I was like, oh man, I'm getting this day one. Da 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 da. Then when I got my hands on it, the combat does not feel as fluid or as smooth. Like someone in the comments last time said, what do you mean it's stiff? Like it just doesn't feel fluid as Dark Souls. And I'm not saying it's supposed to be like Dark Souls, but the setting and the tone makes me feel like Dark Souls.
So
You know what I mean?
the way I look at the game, because when I first saw it at the PlayStation Experience,
Right.
Dark Souls wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. What came to my mind was Onimusha. I don't know if you remember that game. So when you remember, and you know how Onimusha, if I remember correctly, had high, low, mid combat, like the stance.
Same thing. Yeah.
This does the same thing. So
Mm-hmm.
So I see this game as being as difficult like Dark Souls because it was pretty hard, but the combat, I brought it back to Onimusha, the samurai style warrior combat, and that's why I'm hyped about this game. Because fucking Capcom, them cheap bastards, won't fucking bring that franchise back for shit. You know what I'm saying? So I see this as a spiritual successor to Onimusha.
And plus, the game looks really cool later in the game. It doesn't look cool in the demo.
No,
when you get further in the game, you start getting your magical powers.
There's so much. Yeah, you get more techniques, more moves. So I'm pretty sure you'll probably get different weapons. So I'm actually hyped about that game. That's like
I'm not saying that it needs to be like Dark Souls to be good, but just
the combat
just based off just a mental thing. It was just a mental thing. My mind was already set on Dark Souls because when I seen some of the gameplay, like later on, some of the enemy types remind you of Dark Souls. The tone reminds you of Dark Souls, but it's like Dark Souls and Onimusha fused. I feel that because even the developer was saying that it took inspirations from Dark Souls.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So
I think it probably took like the settings, the demon. I think it's a combination. I know one thing. It did take inspiration from Onimusha because that's the first thing that I thought about when I saw the video. And then when I played it, it did the low, medium, high defensive stance. I'm like, yup, this is fucking Onimusha right here. They did the same shit in that game. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to respect it. You got to respect it because, I mean, Capcom, if you're listening, where's Lost Planet?
Yo, that's another thing. Yo, where the fuck is Lost Planet? And another thing, Platinum Games, where the fuck is Vanquish?
Dude.
Like you're doing all this wonderful 101 shit. Like, what the fuck?
Dude.
Yo, Vanquish was the shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a third person shooter, but you did crazy fucking shit. Yo, that game was off the hook.
Who did it? Sega, right?
No, it was Platinum Games.
But Sega published it, right?
Oh yeah, Sega published it. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
That game, I remember that game, and didn't it come out cheap, like $20?
No, it was 60.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 60.
Or maybe I seen it later down the line when it was already out.
It was a sleeper hit. You know what I'm saying? I probably by the time you noticed it, when people started talking about it, it drops down price quickly.
Oh yeah. So another thing, I mean, the Final Fantasy, like I said, I can definitely see PlayStation Pro taking advantage of that because that game is, to me, it looks graphically demanding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really like I'm playing on my Xbox One, and I can already tell that I know when a big boss battle happens, it might dip a little bit. You know what I mean? Because the game it's a big game. It's a very big game.
Square Enix is going all out with this game.
Yeah,
that's why they didn't release on the PS3 because it's just the 3. Let's call it what it is. The 3 wasn't a greatly designed console. It wasn't the best designed.
No,
you know what I'm saying? That's a processor and the split pool memory. It just made things a pain for developers.
So
now go ahead.
How'd you feel about it then?
The what? The PS3?
No. The Final Fantasy 15.
The Final Fantasy, I'm getting that shit day one, bro. Okay. And the DLC, the first DLC, it's gonna enable 4-player co-op.
What?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes. Type that shit on Google, dog. I got the season pass. I said, fuck this. Once I heard that, so they're gonna try to make it like into a little mini MMO ish. Not the full scale one, but at least 4 players can play online and shit like that.
So you can ride around the car and do missions and shit?
Yeah, that's crazy. With 4 players, I'ma get down.
Hey, that is cool.
I'ma get down, cool. Yes. Square Enix is coming up.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for that.
But that shit's gonna be crazy. So, all right, so we got that. So let's scoop on to Nintendo a little bit. How do you feel about the Switch now? Now that we got more info, how do you feel about the Switch? Even though they're gonna do a full unveiling in January, how do you feel about the Switch?
For me, I think I'm still 50-50. I want to see more. I want to see what's going to be at launch. But I mean, it would be them helicopters, man. They trying to get me.
The ghetto bird.
I know. Nah, it's like I want to get it, and then it's like I don't, just because I don't really care about taking my console on the go. Only place I want to take it is to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I told people, it's a shit machine. It's a doctor machine. It's a getting your tooth pulled machine. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, it sucks because that nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
You rely on nostalgia, and then when you get it, you be like, motherfucker. Now I'm gonna say this.
I bought a Nintendo 3DS, right? And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to go hard in this.
Do you enjoy it? Do you like your 3DS?
Check it out. I'm getting to that point. So I bought it. It was like in December. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get me one. So I got me one. I was like, got a little bit of RPG. I think, what did I get? Like, like 2 or 3 JRPGs. Like, yeah, I want to get into that. So I got it. And then, like, after I played it for like a week and a half, bro, that was it. That was it. Like, if you're not taking it with you, like, cause I just didn't care about, like, oh, do I really want to pop this thing at work, man? Just pop it, everybody looking at me all weird and shit.
Yo, I'm telling you, so like me, I'm not a handheld gamer either, right?
Right.
It's just that I don't game on the go like that. I hardly even play on the phone. Like, if I'm on the phone at a doctor's office, I'm actually on Twitter. I'm looking at a YouTube video on Netflix. I'm doing anything but gaming on the go. So I'm not really on the go gamer. That's not really me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we saw the specs of the Switch, and we also found out all the footage that they showed in commercials was bullshit. It wasn't real footage. That thing, the commercial was misleading. You know what I'm saying? So right off the bat, Nintendo's already misleading us, because the commercial starts out with you're gaming at home, and then the guy, grabbed the Switch and left the house. And so it gives you the perception you're playing a console. Now you're taking it with you on the go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what the Switch is. The Switch is a damn handheld. Because, like, for one example, it only has 4 gigs of RAM.
It's a handheld that you can.
1 gig of it is going to be for the OS. So 3 gigs for gaming? That shit ain't no current console. That shit's gonna. It's a fucking handheld. It's gonna be the most powerful handheld, but it's a handheld nonetheless. So what the commercial should have done is a guy, waiting on the bus or in the doctor's office. Then he goes home, or a girl, whatever. It doesn't matter. The gender doesn't really matter. But the gamer goes home, opens the door, throws the keys on the table, listens to the voicemail, and then all of a sudden slaps the Switch in, and now plays on the TV. That describes what the Switch is.
Yeah,
that is what the Switch is. The Switch is a handheld that you can play on your TV. That's it.
Right.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
Let's not get crazy over this handheld. It's not doing anything innovative, because you could take my tablet. I could take my tablet and connect it to my TV, and it mirrors it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's not new. I could get a third-party controller and connect it to my tablet and play games on a tablet with a third-party controller. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's really not new either. So there's nothing really innovative that the Switch is doing. Yeah, it looks kind of cool that the controls are attachable and detachable, but that's all aesthetics. That doesn't mean nothing. There's no meat and potatoes behind that. The meat and potatoes, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just a new handheld for Nintendo that you can connect to your TV. That's it.
I mean, what's going to come down to, and what it's really going to come down to, 2 things: games and battery life.
Yeah. From what I hear, it's like 3 hours.
If it's 3 hours, bro,
a goddamn PlayStation controller lasts longer than that shit.
PlayStation 4 controller, what, 800 miles?
Yeah, a PlayStation 4 controller lasts longer than that shit. So supposedly it's like 3.5 hours. That's not a handheld battery at all.
That's before you blink, it's dead.
Yeah, that shit. They're gonna be feeding for battery charge, for socket chargers more than iPhone users. They're gonna kickstop iPhone users. Get off that wall charger. I need that shit. Yo, that's crazy. You understand what I'm saying?
3 hours?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I guarantee a lot of the third-party games, because the handheld doesn't do anything unique. It's just pretty much normal console controllers. Right. I guarantee a lot of the third-party games is gonna be on PlayStation. whether it's the arcade store or something, they're not going to keep it exclusive to Nintendo. There's no reason to.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like 3DS where you have unique features and shit like that. It's not going to have a unique feature. It's just a regular controller game. So they're going to be like, all right, we'll put it on the 3DS and we're going to put it on the PSN store for like $15 or whatever.
Do you think there'll be a feature where you can like have your phone tethered to it or some type of way?
Like in what? Like so you could like pull Wi-Fi through your
to
your phone?
like you can get messages or make calls.
I don't know. A lot of people, I would say this, some people, Tim Dog, he made a post wishing that he hopes it has Android in it. Like a custom Android operating system. That would be cool. That would be cool because if that becomes your tablet, that's actually not bad.
Right.
You got a tablet and a Nintendo handheld at the same time. Okay, I can see that.
It will kind of eliminate your OG tablet.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. You got a tablet. You do your Google, your Twitter, Facebook. You do all your Android shit. And now you also got Nintendo games, via the handheld. All right, I can see that. I can see that shit. I can see that. That's actually a pretty good thing, but I don't think Nintendo's gonna do that shit. I don't think Nintendo's gonna load up.
They won't let you do voice chat. I don't think they're gonna let you have your fucking.
Yeah, motherfuckers had the fucking that Wii friend code and shit. Like, yo, what's your Wii code? XX955-25.
Yeah. I remember asking somebody. I was like, "Hey man, what's your gamer tag?" Oh, we don't have gamer tags. We got these numbers.
Got this fucking hexadecimal code. You have to be like the dude from fucking that Tom Hanks character, that fucking from Inferno and shit. You gotta fucking solve a riddle,
right?
And break the Illuminati code just so you can play a fucking game with somebody. Like, nah.
So I mean,
look, fuck that.
Most of their games, they offer that multiplayer stuff. Mario Golf. You got Mario Tennis. You got Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart. Like all those games are just asking for online. Even though they do have online, it's not as intuitive as what we play. Our PS4 and Xbox One, or PC. So all they need is a simple online structure. It's very simple.
Just copy. That's all you got to do. Just copy everybody else. Messages, you ain't got
voice.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You don't.
Just copy it. Copy what's already people recognize, what's already proven good. Right. Just copy it. That's it. But Nintendo tries to they want to be known for every single original achievement, even if it sucks. Right. Like, bro, just copy the online, bro. That's all you have to do. Just copy.
Man, I'm telling you,
and let it go.
They would get a lot of new consumers if they do that. I'm telling you.
I'm sure. I think they could. It would improve. All right, next topic. All right. So we all know about Titanfall, how the sales were kind of lackluster. You know what I'm saying? All right, so the sales were lackluster, and it could have been a combination. I think most people generally agree timing is the number one factor. Right. Battlefield is just a shit, man. And to tell you the truth, even Call of Duty now, apparently, it sold 48% less than Black Ops 3 last year.
Oh,
so even Call of 48% less than Black Ops 3 last year. Even though Call of Duty in itself is a big hit, but a 48% drop from first week sales compared to last year. You understand? So now picture this: Titanfall got hit, right? Now apparently Call of Duty got hit, right? And now recently, even though it's REG charts, apparently Gears of War got hit a little bit. So apparently, rumor has it that they sold like around 700,000 units the first week worldwide. Now let's say VG charts is off and it's more like 900,000 or even 1 million. That is still lower than like Gears of War 3 and all the predecessors. So is it possible that releasing Gears of War, Battlefield, Titanfall, Call of Duty within 5 weeks of them, because when you think about it, Gears of War came out like the second week of October, and then like Battlefield came out the week after, and then Titanfall came 2 weeks later, and then COD came out a week later. So that's like a 5-week span of just multiplayer shooters. Gears, COD, Titanfall, Battlefield within a 5-week span. But there's not enough time to digest any of them. Do you think that these companies fucked each other over instead of instead of spreading these multiplayer shooters apart, like fucking Titanfall comes out March of next year. Battlefield could have October.
Doesn't Battlefield usually come out in the holiday season?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So Battlefield October, Call of Duty November. Release Gears like in August instead of fucking Recore. Fucking and launch Titanfall like in March or February of next year.
In March.
Do you think all the titles? Do you think the titles would have had more success based on this one? Because I think that's why ultimately happened. Because the first title to get fucked was Titanfall. We all saw how that panned out. But now Call of Duty information came out and it sold less, and rumors of Gears numbers came out and it sold less. So it's not just Titanfall. It's like all the shooters across the board except for Battlefield. So you think Battlefield going back to World War I just dominated the holidays, taking it back old school?
Yeah, because you had two games that were set in the future.
Yeah, Titanfall and then Call of Duty is almost futuristic.
And then what really helped Battlefield 1 was being in the trial for 10 hours.
Yes,
that really helped it. So
and it's to see a player.
Huh?
It's 64 players on console, like Operations.
Yeah, 64.
Oh, yeah, that shit.
It's great. It is fucking great.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving it. I'm like, yo, at first I'm thinking, it's a shooter. I'm enjoying for a little bit, but yo, that shit is dope, kid.
But I'm gonna keep it real with you. I mean, like you said, Titanfall 2 in March, February. And the other two, Battlefield in October, Call of Duty November, that would have been perfect. Everybody.
Yeah, it would have been spread out.
Their spaces, but
everybody.
The truth, man. What's up? Titanfall 2 is fucking fun, bro.
No, I heard it's dope.
It is really fun, like the multiplayer.
So you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Man, I heard it's dope. I heard it's
just like that. Those green discs are sexy, man. That shit didn't stop me from buying it. So,
and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Like for real, and like all right, like the first day when the whole green disc, blue disc shit happened, people got upset. I'm like, all right, people are gonna get over it. It's not that big of a deal. But that heartache lasted for weeks. I'm like, are you serious? You guys are still. You guys are still pissed off over this? I'm like, bro, nobody bought consoles to worry about a company's 401k. You know what I'm saying? Just like Zaire says. You know what I'm saying? Zaire's like, hey, I ain't worrying about somebody else's 401k. You bought a console to play games on it, then just play games on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I can understand like maybe if the game's broken or, you know what I'm saying? Or, they're trying to jip you off on, just other shit. I could get that. Legitimate something wrong with the game. But worrying about marketing rights, fucking Microsoft got lawyers for that shit. They could worry about that shit. Just as long as the game comes out on your console and it's a good game and it's made right, and you can, and from what I'm told, the DLC is free. They're not doing season pass. You're getting everything for free.
Right.
So that game could have legs because everybody will be up to date on map packs and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying the game, and that's what it's about. It's about me purchasing the game that I enjoy. You know what I mean? But social media is a whole nother game in itself.
Yeah, so some people, so like with social media, Twitter, it's cool. Sometimes you see me, I take a jab at King Mega and all that shit. Right. But I do that for fun and that's it. Because once I log off of Twitter and I, play my game, that's all that matters. I don't think of that Twitter shit, YouTube, that doesn't impact what I like to play. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Really, and I think that's how everybody should look at it. Twitter doesn't make your gaming experience better. If anything, it could ruin it. If you take Twitter, if you take Twitter that serious, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how do you feel about that new Bethesda policy?
What Bethesda policy?
The review policy. How they only give people review copies on the day of release.
You know what? You know why? I knew that was gonna happen with them. Because they release glitchy games. Those motherfuckers. I mean, granted, I love Fallout and I love Elder Scrolls.
Right.
They release glitchy games. You know, it takes them weeks after launch to fix their games. You know what I'm saying? So what they're trying to do is, because if you get a review copy early and you get all these glitches, people put in, because if they get a review copy the day the game releases, it's going to take them at least 10 hours. You're not going to see that review till like 2-3 days later.
And you're not going to see the bugs.
You already bought the game. You know what I'm saying? So you won't see the bugs and the broken shit. And that's fucking kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's very anti-consumer, man.
I think so too. They're trying to get the initial sales. They're trying to make sure that the early reviews don't impact initial sales.
Just like Mafia 3, they did the same thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Because honestly, I like, I do a little bit. I do have reviewers that I do personally like Jim Sterling or other people on YouTube. I do like to watch their reviews, or ACG. But a lot of times, man, I watch Let's Players.
Yes, that's what I like. Streamers,
yeah, because you get a raw, pure,
yes, unadulterated, no opinion. You just watch it play, and you can see the glitches, you see the bullshit, you see everything happen live.
Right.
And you be like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Right.
Yo, I seen streamers where they play and then the shit crashes. And then you see they try to boot it up and like, oh shit, my save file got corrupted. I'm like, oh fuck that game. I'll be like, yo, fuck that shit.
Fuck that.
And then it's like you see the streamers cursing the fucking game out. Like, fuck dude, this is fucking bullshit. I'd be like, yo, that shit is fucked up. Yo, that game crashed live on the air. Screw that shit.
Yeah, like I remember, like I didn't care because I'm a Batman fanatic. So when I see people playing that, people didn't even get a chance to get to the Batmobile stuff. For me to say, nah, I don't want that game. You know what I mean? So it all depends. Like sometimes I can see they can make me get the game, right then and there. Or sometimes what I like, I'll just wait a little bit. Like, you know what? It's a good game. Well, I'll probably pick it up in a couple weeks or next month.
Yeah, especially if you already have a lot of shit to play.
Exactly.
This is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Did you beat Battlefield 1's campaign?
Yeah, I beat on hard mode.
I didn't.
The fucking. Oh my god, that campaign is dope.
I did. You know which one I did so far? I've been doing the airplane stuff.
Yeah, so I beat that campaign. That shit was hard. I'm like, yo, when you had the bombers, it was fun. It's dope. The game is dope. The game, I like that. I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the one with the Italian dude. He's like in an armor suit. Yeah, I love that mission. Yeah, that mission's dope.
Right.
So it was good. It was the game. EA, they fucking DICE. They knocked it out the park with that.
Yeah, it's really good. I heard Call of Duty's campaign is pretty good as well.
Some people text me, they saying, yo, you need to buy a Call of Duty and stream that shit because that shit is dope. So I'm hearing the campaign is dope. I'm hearing it's a great campaign.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's a great campaign. But I know, like I bought every Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 4 on the PS3,
Right.
And after a while, the last 3, I just play it for like 2 weeks and then I'm done with it. I don't even play like the DLC, even though I got the season pass. I don't care to go back to it. So this year, I'm not buying it. I'm just gonna rent it. I'm gonna put it on GameFly queue.
Right.
Play the campaign, play the multiplayer for maybe 2-3 days, and then send it back. Because I know I don't play Call of Duty all year long anymore. I just don't. I lose interest after 2 weeks.
Do you really? Even with all the little modes like the zombie mode and all that?
Yeah, like I got the season pass for Black Ops 3. I only played the first DLC that came out. The rest of them I haven't touched. I don't even know how they look like. It loads it up. In fact, I even deleted the game because it was taking up space. I'm like, nah. I'm not fucking... Yeah, it's taking up hard drive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I got so many games on my plate right now. I just can't. I'll get to it eventually.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I think that a lot of people talking about this gen sucks. I'm like, if you just sit back and just ignore the Twitter, ignore the YouTube, and you look at everything that's out, there's a shitload of games out in this motherfucker.
That's true, man.
And it's just harder I think the hardest thing for me is just the time to play them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, holy shit, I just don't have time to. Like, I'll be honest, I got The Witcher. I have to play that game. And I own them. I own the motherfucker since the day it came out.
Me too. And I'm on level 5.
And I haven't even booted up the screen. I don't even know how the title screen looks like. No, it's crazy. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get to Witcher. Then something else happens. I'm like, fuck. Because I know that game. I heard that game is super long.
Yeah, man. So there's a lot of games out. I haven't even got Madden this year. So
yeah, I didn't get Madden, and I didn't get because normally I would get Major League Baseball. I didn't get Major League Baseball this year because that game takes up time. You know what I'm saying? So, but next year I'm getting it with the Ken Griffey Hall of Fame edition. Even if I don't play it, I'm gonna get that motherfucker.
Oh, you talking about the show? Yeah.
Yeah, the show. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the Ken Griffey Hall of Fame edition. I'm like, oh shit.
No, I was watching my wife's little brother play it, and it looks really fun, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, it's fair. I like sports because sports games is usually fun and shit. It's dope.
No, I'm talking about the show, like as a baseball game.
Oh, the show,
The
yes.
only one. It's just the only one, right?
Yeah, it's the only. It's really. I know they have other baseball games, but they suck. Bad. This shit's like
was it
this is
RIB or B?
like RBI. It is
RBI,
terrible. Oh god, that shit is terrible. Like really, legitimately, this is the best baseball game. It's kind of like 2K and Madden. It's the best in the market.
So what happened with MVP baseball?
MVP baseball, that was Microsoft, right? That was
that was EA.
Or to EA,
Yeah.
it just was garbage. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
I think what these companies are doing, they're no longer trying to compete. So they let EA have Madden and FIFA, except Konami. Konami makes PES, Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah,
For the most part, as far as American companies, Sony does the baseball, 2K will do basketball, and EA will do football. And then that's it. They're not gonna try to compete against each other. They just leave it alone. So I think they have like their own little truce. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like 2K, you don't try to make a football, we won't try to make a basketball. Sony, you don't try to make a baseball, whatever, we'll let you be with baseball. And then everybody's happy.
Right.
They monopolized that sports fan base. So anybody who's a baseball fan, you got to get the show. Anybody's a football dude, you got to get Madden. Anybody who's a basketball dude, you got to get 2K. There's no split fan base or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
It sounds shady as fuck, but I think that's what they did.
It won't be so saturated. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we want everybody having 5 basketball games. Remember, at one point we had NBA Inside Drive.
I remember Sony had the Life.
The Life, and we had Ballers.
We had matches. Yo, NBA Inside the Life. You started out like with a kid who's like a single broken home. I'm like, yo, this game is wilding, kid. Like you grew up in Chicago and shit, and everybody dying. I was like, yo, this game is serious, kid.
Yeah, the Live. Then they had what was the other basketball games they had back in the day? Was it Live? No, it was
NBA. Oh, Live. NBA Live was
Live?
EA.
Another one. No, it was another one.
Live.
Was it Prime Time?
So 2K was always around. EA had NBA Live. Sony had The Life, Volume 1, 2, 3.
Then Midway had the Ballers.
I remember Ballers. Yeah, that was like that comical one, right? That crazy.
Yeah. It's like being like.
It's kind of like NBA. What's that game called? Fuck, that Midway made. No, NBA Jam. Yeah, remember that shit?
Yeah, it was made by Midway. Ballers.
Yeah, so Ballers. Yeah, so NBA Jam type thing. So it was crazy shit. Back then, you had a lot of variety when it came to sports. Now it's funneled into just one. Right. So you know what's the football one? The one that's kind of like NBA Jams, but for football.
Oh,
EA made it. Yeah, Blitz.
No, that shit. Too.
Yeah, Midway. That shit was dope.
Yeah, Blitz was dope. And when they brought it back, I liked it even more.
Yeah, so
that little story mode and all that. Yeah, NFL Street was dope. I think NBA Street.
Yes, NFL Street. Yes. Yeah, NFL Street and NBA Street. Yeah,
NBA Street was a shit.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. So it was different, man. NBA Jam back then. It was crazy. So who knows, man? Hopefully now that these hardwares are pretty much out, people could go back to focusing on games. I know Microsoft still got a little time for Scorpio, but now that all that shit's out the way, because I guarantee the development, the manufacturing costs and development, the research, the R&D, that held back gaming a little bit because these companies were putting money into developing the Pro and developing the Scorpio. Right. Now that they get that shit out the way, just go hard on games and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And stuff. All right, bro. Let me see. Usually I end up the show with like a Q&A session with the comments, with the people in the comment box. Right. So everybody in the comment box, you got my boy, fucking Zaire left. I think he's feeling some type of way knowing that he can't play no HDR games on his Xbox One S. But anyway, so this is the Q&A sessions. You know how we roll. Does anybody have questions you want me to answer or my man, special guest all day, every day? Is there anything? All right, we'll give you a few minutes to type it up because, I got shit in it, so it takes forever. Right. Here's your chance. Anything, you know what I'm saying? So I like to, this is how I interact with the people that, they take the time to, watch the podcast last. So PR, should I buy a PS4 Pro? I have a 1080p. I want the panel to answer. So I'll say this. I know. Yeah, I saw that question asked before. I say this. I didn't see the Pro on a 1080p TV. When I saw it today, I saw it on a 4K TV, and I was like, "Holy shit, yo, that shit looks
You
off
know
the hook."
what? If anything, I think the frames will look really
You know
good.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how the Pro will be on a 1080p TV. I'm not sure how it is, but I will say this: if you plan on getting a 4K TV, right? If you plan on getting 4K TV anyway, right? I mean, worst comes to worst, the Pro is what you would call it. It's still a PlayStation 4. It's just an upgraded version. So what you could do is you take your PlayStation, back it up on an external, right? And then trade it in. You know, even if you just get $100 or $150 on the PlayStation, you know, you're not gonna pay full price on the Pro. You know, you get your Pro for like $250, you know what I'm saying, $300, right? And then on your external, you restore, you got everything that you originally had on your original PlayStation. Now the Pro's supposed to enhance, like Pro mode games, supposed to enhance, get better fidelity, better frame rates on a 1080p TV. But I'm telling you, to get the full effect, is a 4K TV. If you're not planning to get a 4K TV anytime soon, then I would say no. Just wait until you're ready to make that jump, because I think you'll get the full effect with a 4K TV. I think I'll be honest. I think that's my opinion. I think if you're not getting a 4K TV anytime, then to be honest, I would assume the same thing for the Scorpio. If you're not getting 4K TV, you'll probably get a little bit better graphics, but I think these consoles were meant to be on a 4K TV, especially because of the HDR. I think that was the biggest thing. That HDR is insane. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm telling you, it looked like a totally different game as compared. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else? What do you think, all day? How do you feel?
About the
Yeah, like
1080p.
getting like if you get and I think the question could apply to Scorpio too. So if you only have a 1080p TV and you're not planning to get a 4K, you think it's worth the upgrade to get a Pro or a Scorpio?
Nah. I mean, you want the full experience. Like I said, you could buy it and
Yeah.
then just get the 4K TV, later, because you're gonna need both regardless.
Yes. You know what
So
I'm
it
saying?
doesn't matter which one you get first. You might want to get the console first because you want to play games still, or you
Yes.
might get the TV first because you want to watch watch some stuff
Mm,
upscale
yeah.
4K. I mean, it's a win-win to me.
Yeah. But
It all depends on when you want to get it.
I think overall though, if you buy a Pro or Scorpio, don't judge it by your 1080p TV. You understand what I'm
Not at
saying?
all.
Don't
Not
judge
at
it.
all.
Don't do it. Don't do it. So if you put it on and you see a little bit better graphics and you're like, man, I paid $400 for this Pro and it's only a little bit better than my PlayStation. Nah, it gets unleashed on an HDR 4K TV. You know, sadly you need both to get the full effect of what this console does. Same thing. I would imagine the Scorpio will be the same thing. Don't judge the Scorpio based on a 1080p TV. You gotta get a 4K TV to truly maximize its potential. Rick Lewis, he asked me a question. What game did you see on the Pro, Porter Rock? I saw Battlefield 1. It's Pro enabled with HDR, so I've been playing Battlefield, on my vanilla 4, and it looks good. And then for all of you who played it, I'm pretty sure you agree the game looks fantastic. But when I saw Battlefield being played,
Where were you at when you saw it?
so I saw it on base because I work in I'm a Marine,
Oh, okay.
so I saw it on base at the exchange, right? And I naturally being in the military, they're obviously gonna put Battlefield on, right? So someone was playing it on a 4K TV on the Pro they had on display. They didn't sell it today because they're gonna sell it tomorrow, but they had on display for everybody to see. Yo, even my wife, when she saw the game, because she knows I have Battlefield, and she saw it. She's like, babe, your game don't look like that, but it's the same game. Like, what's going on? Is the TV broken? She thought like the TV I had was defective. Like, no, babe, that's the PlayStation Pro on a 4K TV. And she was like, holy cow, that shit just looks off the chain.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I'm like, no. Is Pro multiplayer good looking, or is it the same as PS4? On the 4K TV, it blows it out the water from the PS4. When I saw the game being played today, on the 4K TV on the PS4, it makes the one I got look like shit. I was like, like I said, my wife is not a gamer at all, but she knew something was different when she saw it on the TV. She's like, she knew that she thought that the one in my house, like the TV was messed up or something. That's how far off. That's how much of a difference the two look. So she's like, you know, when she saw Battlefield, she recognized the game, but she couldn't believe how much different the colors, the textures, the graphics, the clarity. She just couldn't believe how much of a difference it was. And I had explained to her the whole PS4 Pro 4K versus the vanilla 4. So it's huge. It's a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? So like the Scorpio is going to be a beast too. But I'm guessing you need a 4K TV on both platforms. If you don't do it on a 4K TV, you're just wasting its potential. Right. It's just crazy. Yo, Rick Lewis, you got a 4K TV? Because if you do, oh man, it's fucking on. Because he's saying his. Any other questions? Let's see anything else. Before going once, going twice. Because you know me and all day. You know he got to feed the fishes.
Yeah, man, I gotta feed the fish, man.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta feed them fishes. You know.
No, I woke up this morning, man. I was so like I couldn't even talk. I sound like an old lady, man.
For real?
It was bad. Like drunk some tea and everything.
You work in SeaWorld by San Diego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. That shit is nice. I've been there when I was just like when I visited Pendleton. I was out there for like 3 weeks. I went to SeaWorld and shit like that. Yeah. Man, I like that area. I like that San Diego area in the Pendleton area. That place is nice. And the weather's beautiful all year long, man.
90 degrees, bro.
Yo, that shit is beautiful.
It is 5 o'clock.
Long. All year long. Y'all motherfuckers got great weather.
And then you go up to Big Bear, like an hour, like 2
hours.
Go to the snow.
Oh, shit. So who knows? If I ever get out to Pendleton, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, hit me up, bro.
I'll be like, yo, bro, I'm in Pendleton, dog.
Go grab some goddamn, I don't know, grab some food.
Yo, I'm a big In-N-Out fan. Oh my God.
We got In-N-Outs all through here.
Yeah, I know, man. We got none.
You have none?
We got Five Guys out here. That's our thing out here.
Oh, Five Guys. Five Guys is cool.
Yo, Five Guys is delicious. But yo, In-N-Out, I don't know what it is. But yo, that In-N-Out burger, oh man. Yo, I go crazy for that In-N-Out.
I get an extra spread on mine.
Woo! Yo.
Hey, the lines though are maybe to the street sometimes.
Yes. Luckily, around Pendleton is not that crazy.
No.
But I would imagine like downtown San Diego, shit. Okay, price. So how much do you think the Scorpio will be? All day, what price? We'll let all day answer first. How much do you think the Pro is gonna be? I mean, the Scorpio is gonna be.
Scorpio? $499.
$499? I think so. Minimum $499, but I won't be surprised if it's $600. It won't shock me at all.
If it or I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Now I will say this, and this is why I think it's gonna be $500. Because right now, some people say no, it could be $400, and I'll be like, all right, let's look at it logically. You got an Xbox One S, right?
Right.
With a 500 gig hard drive, the lowest hard drive you could get now, because 500 is the new cheap hard drive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
500 gig hard drive, Xbox One S for $299. You're telling me for just $100 more, you can create a Scorpio? Fuck no. Yeah. You cannot tell me there's only $100 difference between an Xbox One S 500 gig and a 500 gig Scorpio. And I don't think the Scorpio is going to be 500 gig. I think it's going to be at least 1 terabyte. Oh, because with 4K, with native 4K textures, them games are going to be big.
Yeah.
They're going to be big. You know, they're going to be big. So it's going to be at least 1 terabyte. And look at the terabyte Xbox One S. That motherfucker's $350. So there is no way a terabyte Scorpio is $400. That sucker is going to be $500, maybe even $600. And now some people say, now I know Phil Spencer came out and says that the Scorpio will not be released outside of a price that we're not already seen before. That's why he said about the Scorpio. It's that effect. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to price it in a way to where we never seen a console price before. But when you look at console prices, we already seen $600 consoles. In fact, the last premium console, or the last console that called itself a premium console, was the PS3 when Sony released it. And that bitch was $600. And Sony was like, hey, this is a premium console. You need to work 2 jobs to get this motherfucker. You remember that shit?
Yep.
Fucking that motherfucker said you needed to work extra. Yo, I gotta admit, Sony be saying some dumb, crazy shit. Like these motherfuckers, like we're gonna make consumers work extra hours to get this premium product. And I'm like, these motherfuckers right here, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Sony sometimes they'll give no fuck sometimes, man.
Yeah, like, yo, these guys are crazy. So you know, like, so Microsoft's advertising this as a premium product. An Xbox One S terabyte is $350. So this thing's at least $500. At least. At a minimum, $500. And if they pack it with like the Elite controller, then it's gonna be like $600. You know what I'm saying? Like if they wanted the whole complete premium experience, you know, the Scorpio with an Elite controller, that's gonna be $600. That's gonna be like $600. A terabyte with an Elite controller. Because to me, it doesn't make, you know, it makes logical sense to bundle it with the Elite controller. If you're gonna ball out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't pack it with the same controller that comes with the vanilla Xbox or with the Xbox One S. Pack that bitch with an Elite controller. Make that shit. If you're gonna ball out and call it premium, fuck it. Go crazy. Ball that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is, man.
All right. Any other questions? Let's see. They won't release fall 17. They did that to make Sony push the Pro back. Trust me. Rick Lewis trying to say something. I think the reason why it's coming out in 17 for the Scorpio is because Microsoft is pushing 6 teraflops, and there is no hardware now for consoles that can do that. I think they're waiting for like the Vega GPU and the Zen CPU to get to that 6 teraflops. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you could get like you can't release a 6 teraflop console right now. The hardware is not there. AMD hasn't manufactured it yet. So I think that's why it's coming out next year because of that. Sony, on the other hand, I think they had this idea of mid-gen refresh long before, and that's why the Pro is ready now. But that's only because they weren't planning for like 6 teraflops. They were just planning for more powerful PlayStation. So whatever Sony planned was already in motion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Where's everybody else? All right. I guess that's it because it's 8:30. You know what I'm saying? The fishes are hungry, and my PlayStation needs some loving. You know what I'm saying? I can't be doing these podcasts. But yo, Unreal, all day. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For those wondering where the hell's Zaire at, if you tuned in late, he was here. But I think I think skunks invaded his house and he had to go kill him or some shit.
Aliens.
I think he's on Phil Spencer's Twitter wondering where the fuck is all his HDR games.
Trump talked about sounds like Zaire.
Or Trump, or you know what I'm saying? Or Trump is out there, you know what I'm saying? And some shit. Trying to make Zaire build that wall and shit. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I'm saying? Thank you everybody for showing up. Hope you enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? All day again. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's last minute, but my man's dependable. I'll call you Mr. Dependable. Anyway, for everybody else, what's up? You got any parting words to the audience?
Thank you guys for listening. Tune back 60 frames, no lie.
Yeah, yo, I'll see you tomorrow on the multiplayer podcast. I'm gonna harass K0 and B Shadows. Those two, undercover. B Shadow, yo, he's an Xbox fanboy. He undercover. So I know his game. He hiding. I know I got his game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna harass Sanford and Son. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna harass Sanford tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. So tune in tomorrow, multiplayer podcast. And then Saturday, I might be on the Gamer versus Gaming so I can harass Zobi. You know what I'm saying? He's running the mouth. The only PlayStation dude. He's like our version of One Stop for Gamer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's like our version. He's a PlayStation dude, but bad mouthing us. So I'm gonna have to put him in check on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Yeah, I'm down.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, thank you for stopping by, everybody. Thank you for taking the time for viewing the show. I hope you enjoy. You know that sound. You let Zaire know. Stop using my shit. I'm going to sue him. We're gonna go. Trump won, so we're gonna take him to court. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
60 frames. No like podcast. This is your boy PR77, Puerto Rock 77, the Latin assassin, and we out. Y'all take care.